So I don't know about you guys, but I love efficiency. And when it comes to filling rentable units, I like to do it as quickly and efficient as possible. This is a process that I've been refining myself over the last 5 years. And while my process isn't perfect, I do think that I figured out a couple of things to be able to help me do that and help get those units filled quicker. Now, this is something that I'm still working on, so by no means is it perfect, but it has come a very long way. It saved me a lot of time, and I want to give you 4 quick tips to show you how you can fill your rental units faster and be more efficient with your time so that you can get back to doing what's important, whether that's working more, spending more time with your family, or doing something else, not spending time at your empty rental unit. So let's jump into it. So number 1 on our list is to tell your other tenants that you have an available space, and if they refer somebody to you who actually qualifies and then ends up moving into the place, you will give them some sort of a discount. Maybe this is 10% off rent, 20%, 30%, or you give them a nice gift, a nice steak dinner gift card, or you can do whatever you want. Maybe buy them AirPods or something, but give them something of value to spread the word to friends and family. And you can get a really good reference by doing this. It's going to cost you a little bit up front with the other tenant that you have, but it will help you fill that space a lot quicker. There's nothing worse than having a vacant month in real estate, so you don't want to have your space sit empty and lose out on a full month's worth of rent. It's easier to just cut your losses, pay the $100 gift card, or buy the $150 AirPods, or whatever that case may be. Give the tenants the discount on rent and just get that space filled as soon as possible. This is a great method, especially if you have multiple tenants. You can get the word out there quickly and hopefully get your place filled as soon as possible. And that leads me right into number 2, which is to offer some sort of a move-in special. Sometimes this can be in the form of reduced rent, or possibly it is buying them AirPods or an Apple Watch, or just giving them half off for the first month. It can be whatever you want it to be, and this is something that I see all the time with apartments. This is something that they offer to get their spaces filled. But when it comes to private landlords or even just property managers who are managing just one-off properties, I don't see this very often, and I think it's an underused tactic that can be really helpful. A lot of people, when they're moving to a new place, like having that bonus of feeling like they're getting reduced rent or they're getting some type of gift for renting that space. It draws attention to your listing. The more people you can get looking at your listing gives you a better chance of getting a higher quality tenant. So number 3 on our list is use video and 3D scans if you're able to. Using video to show somebody around the unit, show them how the layout works, and show them kind of how the spaces fit together can be really beneficial. Sometimes photos don't tell the whole story about the space, and this is why people want to come see the place in person. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I get so many people who request to come see it, and I've wasted so much time meeting people who don't qualify or don't even show up to the showing. So this is something that I've completely ruled out. I almost never show the unit until I know that they're going to qualify by seeing the first part of the application complete and by making sure that they've seen all of the photos, all of the video, and these 3D scans. So this is definitely a time saver. Use video to give them an idea of the space. And also, if you have the option to use these 3D scans like Matterport, this is something that I started doing recently, and it has been an absolute game changer. This is something I love doing, and it shows the space really well because they can actually tour around. They can take a look at any of the spaces they want to for as long as they want to. They can even measure the space inside of the app. So this really helps cut down on the amount of people who actually need to come and view the space in person. They have a pretty good idea of what it looks like just from the photos, video, and this 3D scan. And guys, before I give you number 4 on our list here, make sure to smash the like button for me. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm to reach more people like yourself who are interested in filling their rental units quicker, or even just learning about money and real estate, which we talk about here on the channel. And also make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Click the button down below and that bell to get notified when I release new videos about money, real estate, passive income, self-employment, and more. All right, tip number 4 is to use a clean and effective process. What I mean by this is you need to have a quick and easy process that can really guide these prospective tenants through the application process that you have in place. Mine looks a little something like this. Number 1 is going to be photos, video, and walkthrough. Like we just talked about, I put all of this information on the listing so they've got everything they need. There's no reason that they need to come and look at the place in person until later on in the process. So I give them all the photos, I give them the video and the listing information, as well as that 3D scan right up front. After that, if everything looks good, I actually have them start the application. I use an online service called rentler.com. It allows them to start the application process. There's no fee to start. It just lets them fill in their job history, their living history, where they've lived in the past, so you can get landlord references. and ask them some basic questions about how much they earn and other stuff that you would need to know as part of the application process. So I have them fill this out so I can actually go in and verify this stuff before wasting any of their time or even my time by showing them the unit. If they're not going to qualify, I don't want to show them the place. Next, this is when we actually do a walkthrough or an in-person showing. If everything looks good on their application, they've seen all the photos and videos, then yes, if they want to come check out the space, I'm happy to show it to them in person. I'll do this for anybody who does qualify after submitting that application. At that point, assuming that they like it and want to move forward, then it's time for the credit and background check. I always require credit and background check on every single person, no matter how good they seem, because I want to have this information to make sure that I'm making a good decision. There's nothing that will ruin your house faster or get you in a worse spot than having a tenant who trashes your place or doesn't pay rent. So I always require this. There's a $35 fee if you're using Rentler or any of the other services. I know it ranges from about $25 to $40 to do that check, but I always require it. So that's kind of the last part of the application process. After that's complete, we sign the lease, we take care of all the paperwork, we take the deposit, we take the first month's rent, whatever the numbers have worked out to be on this particular deal, and at that point we give them the keys. So this is a very quick and efficient process that takes them through from start to finish, and it's as efficient as possible. So guys, that's 4 tips here. I hope you liked it. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.